United Voice of Women, and this is Vani with you, bringing to you another brand new episode of UVW, brought to you by KANKATALAs. KANKATALAs believe that to dress and to treat their women as a queen is their tradition. And what I say, when you are at KANKATALAs, you feel you are family. So do log on to kankatala.com because you know that KANKATALAs deliver to your doorstep. Okay, once again today, this gorgeous wardrobe that I am wearing is from Minty Collections. Remember about this new friend that we made from India, Hyderabad, called Radha, who has Amma saris and also Minty Collections, where she actually designs clothes, and she actually can do a wonderful job even without really getting my measurements. Can you believe it? I mean, I was not finding the time to give her the measurements, and she actually made this sent it across. I think it looks gorgeous on me, and you should definitely try and log on to Minty Collections and Amma Saris. So now it is, of course, officially time for us to go and meet our new guest, and I can't tell you how excited I am. Actually, I can if you are ready, because I sure am. Hey, welcome back everybody. Thank you so much for tuning into United Voice of Women once again. Yes, of course, this is me, Vani, with you from the studios of TV5 Mana TV, New Jersey, USA. Oh my God, don't I just love coming back to this platform every week just to, meet with you and bring you another new friend. And yes, of course, I've got my friend with me. But before that, for those of you who are joining us for the first time, welcome. And let me tell you that UVW is all about an ode to the woman, a celebration of women, empowerment of women, and of course, inspiration by and for women. And this is one of those most unique platforms in the world that actually hosts and invites women from all across the country, from every community, every culture, every color, and of course every country even. And the best part is every woman that comes here to share her story, her journey, is unique in her own way, yet so similar, like you and me. That's the way it is, right? Because we always can relate to people that are around us and among us because they are like you and me. And when we actually understand their experiences, this journey that they take us through about their life, somehow, somewhere, it clicks with somebody somewhere in terms of inspiration, sometimes encouragement, sometimes a smile, and sometimes a horrible warning. So yes, you all know that I always like that part because I at least know what not to do. Okay, today, but I'm going to be doing things that I don't know if I can do, but I will, because you know that I always say, I'm beautiful, you're beautiful, we are worth it, we love each other. But this guest that I have with me today here in the studios, she has something else to say. Believe it or not, well, it is close to what we say to each other, but this is way more hard. And do you know what she says? She says, कहते हैं सभी के बड़ी hot हूँ मैं. You know what? No, tell you what? Tequila का एक shot हूँ मैं. मगर ख्याल ये रहे जरा, मम्मी को नहीं है पता. मम्मी को नहीं है पता. Hey, so, mummy ko na kehna, please. I didn't do a great job, but then this was a hint for you to know who I'm talking about. If you already know her, great. If you don't, I'm going to introduce her and also make you go through this beautiful journey with her. So yes, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together with me to welcome our new guest today on UVW, Tanushree Dutta, welcome, girl.
Hi.
Welcome,
Hi, Vani.
welcome. Thank you so much for being
Thank
here.
you so much, Vani, for bringing me here.
Okay, you know what? I have to tell you, I have to apologize for the way I sang because
No, you don't have to.
I was totally bad, but you know what? I was so excited. Your song since 2005, maybe for about 4 or 5 years continuously on the radio, I played it every single day.
Wow.
I
For
worked
4-5 years?
Yes, and I used to work 5 days a week. Every morning I used to do the morning show.
So every day?
Every single day.
Wow. Thanks for keeping it on the top of the charts for 5 years.
It definitely was. And then later on, I continued to play it though. All right, I never ever stopped playing that song. I even performed on that song on stage once because I was so crazy about it. People actually called me the, Mummy se na kehna girl.
It's a catchy song, right? I enjoyed performing
And
on
you
that
were
song when I was
adorable in
shooting.
it. You know, though it is like a sexy, sexy song, but you made it so adorable too, right?
I was so young, I mean, I feel like that song was so peppy and, it was so much fun and young. So, yeah.
Yes, it was. And I wanted to always be able to meet with you someday. And it took me so many years, but am I glad? I can't tell you. I moved from radio to the television. So many years passed by, but then finally I get to see you, and I'm so super excited. I'm really not in my own, element today.
Oh, you're in your element.
Excited.
No, I saw your TV show, and I was like, wow, she is so full of life. It would be so much fun to speak with her on her show.
Oh my God, that is so cute. Thank you so much, Tanu. But honestly, such a pleasure having you here.
Pleasure is mine.
Okay,
Thank you.
and I have to say that this is something that would be possibly unique for you too, because I'm sure you were in front of media a million times doing various things, but being able to reminiscence just your journey could be a lot of fun, and that would be like just chatting up with you. What can be better? Right? I got the
Yes.
best date of my life, and
Okay.
I can't wait. So
Yes.
can we start off
Yeah,
with,
sure.
yeah, we can start off with, like I always say, we'll have to go all the way back, right? And start from the beginning. So where were you born?
I was born in a small town called Jamshedpur. And back in the day, it was a part of Bihar. Later,
Yes.
it became a part of Jharkhand because the two states became separate. So Jamshedpur was a small town. We didn't have a metro culture. It was a very educational town with good educational institutions. So as children, there was a lot of stress on studies. Extracurricular activities were mostly limited to dancing, music, personality development.
Yes.
So that was my childhood, very straightforward.
So you were a family of?
4 people, yeah.
Okay.
Me and a younger sister, mom and dad.
Okay.
We had a comfortable life. My dad was in life insurance and he was a development officer. He was I think he was one of the top 10 officers in the whole district.
Wow.
So he was doing well for himself, and
That's
we were we had a good life. We went to private school. We had imported toys, and we had whatever we wanted. But our mother always taught us not to ask. She said, we'll give you everything that you need, but you will never ask. You'd not be the kind of person who keeps asking. So we learned that, and that is what has been the theme of my life. We were taught to pray for things, but not to ask for things.
Really?
So, but we had everything. It was
Exactly.
a good life. We had a lot of holidays in a year. We traveled within the country. We never took international holidays. So up until I became a model later in life, I had never been to a foreign country, never been on an airplane, but we travel a lot. So we
Within
were
the country,
within the
yes,
country. So we were
yes,
well
yes.
traveled. We read a lot. We were well read from a young age.
What were you as a child though?
Very curious.
Okay.
Very curious.
Okay. So you were asking for a lot of things then.
Exactly. So that's how my mom, because I was asking about a lot of things and I was
Yes.
asking for a lot of things.
Okay.
So mom was like, you can ask about things, but don't ask for things. Because I had this spirit which was very restless, very seeking spirit, you know.
Ah.
So what my dad did, he liked the fact that I asked too many questions, so he bought me
What
these
kind of
books.
questions would you ask though?
Random stuff like, why are stars so far? How many stars are there? Can we ever go to the stars? I want to go to the moon.
That's intelligence.
Yeah,
As well.
Yeah, I mean, why is this bird here? Anything that came, like children, how children are. I was the child that if something came into my mind, I will just ask.
You want to ask.
And
Wow.
then my dad would answer me. But then at one point of time, he got busy with his work, so he wouldn't be around always to answer me. So he bought me these books.
Yeah.
You know, you get those books. Tell me why.
Tell me why.
Tell me why. Yeah.
I was just thinking about it. My dad brought me that.
Yeah.
Very thick, bounded
Bounded
book.
books,
And it was
five of
very
those.
Good books, right? I mean, they
Really
were very
good.
expensive books or something.
Yeah, five or seven of those in the series.
Correct.
And different levels
And
of
why?
age. And you had every question.
Yes.
Like, what happens to a caterpillar
It's so
into a
true.
butterfly?
So true.
Like anything, how airplanes made, any kind of question. So he brought me that. He's like, whatever you want to know, it's in this book. And I was really happy because after that, I spent the next couple of years, you know,
Going through that.
going through those, you know.
I think I never bothered going through them.
I finished
That's
all of
why
them.
I don't know nothing.
I finished all of them.
Wow.
I finished all. By the time I was
Because of
in,
your curiosity, of course.
yeah, whenever I was free, I would just sit down with the books and I would read. So I knew about random stuff. So when in school, the teachers, you know, when they had extracurricular activities or like some kind of quiz or elocution or debate,
know everything.
I would know everything. And my teachers would be like, because those books, if you remember,
had a lot of
they even had things about physics and
They
astrophysics.
They did.
Biology,
I know.
advanced
there was
level.
nothing actually that was not there in the
Yeah.
books.
It's
I
just that
remember
they
Such
they concised it
Yes.
and made it in simple language
Yes,
for
they
a
would have
child to
some pictures,
pictures.
and they're very beautifully. I mean, short pages, I think.
Short
right?
pages, one page.
Yeah.
Not more than a page.
Exactly.
And they could be explaining something about quantum physics,
Uh-huh.
but they would simplify it so a child's mind can
Actually, you're
understand
right.
it,
Yes.
put it in one paragraph. So at times I would have answers. My teachers would be like, but this is very high level knowledge.
Yes.
But of course, I could only explain it like a child.
Yeah.
So that's why, like, I used to be a part of a lot of things because I just knew random shit, you know.
Because you
yeah,
kept
that-
yourself abreast of things.
Yeah, I didn't know what to
You
do
were
with myself
curious.
most of the time. So I used to just sit and, you know, and then think, wonder about things.
Wow, very
was like
intelligent kid. What else did you do besides keeping yourself busy with reading?
The other side of me was I used to watch TV and I think I started watching these fashion shows on TV. Those days we didn't have fashion TV, but we had our normal TV channels would have some fashion show from Bombay. So I saw that
rarely, though,
very rarely, once in a
right?
while.
Yeah.
There was a TV show called Khoobsurat.
Tabassum used to do it. No.
Yeah, I don't remember, but I remember they used to have these fashion shows
Exactly.
and makeup
And very
classes.
rare though.
Very rare,
Very
once in a
rare.
week.
Yes. And a small half an hour.
I would remember that time, and then mom would be sitting and watching it, and she told me, "This is not for you. So you go back inside your room and do homework."
How
Usi
old
waqt-
were you then?
I think I was very young. I was probably in class 1,
Oh my God.
class 1 or 2, because I remember I was in 1994. I ended up seeing the Miss Universe pageant and the Miss India pageant.
Yes.
When Shushmita and Aishwarya won.
Correct.
And I'm 33 now, so you can just calculate backwards because I don't remember how old I was, but I was pretty young. Yeah.
Oh my God.
So she always said, "Oh, go back to your room because this is not for you." But she had a huge chair on which sofa chair.
Yes.
On
yes.
which she used to sit and watch the TV show.
Oh, your mom.
My mom.
I thought the Tabassum's chair or something. Okay.
Oh
okay.
no! So she used to watch the show on this huge TV chair, and it was next to a wall. So I used to crawl behind the wall, behind her sofa. I used to sit right behind her and watch the show.
Oh
Whether it's a beauty pageant thing that she's watching
Yes,
or
yes.
that show.
Yes.
And for some reason, she never came to know. That was so weird. Like my mom's got like eyes behind her head.
Okay.
And her ears are like, I don't know, she can hear things far away.
Okay.
I always thought she was superhuman because she always knew what I was up to.
Moms usually
She
do,
could always
right?
hear everything.
For some reason, yeah.
And she just knew everything. I said, oh my God, she's freaky, scary.
And she didn't know
But she
this.
didn't know that I used to always crawl behind
That
her.
means you were extremely good in the way you were quiet.
I was quiet, but I was right behind her. Like imagine someone sitting right behind you. Wouldn't you come to know?
I know.
Maybe she was so involved in the
She
show,
herself was involved in the show.
watching the show.
Good for you.
She never came to know. So week
When
after
did she
week,
know?
she
After
never
you
came.
grew up, did you tell her?
I think I told her.
Or she would actually know it now?
I think I told her, or maybe she caught me once.
Okay.
And she's like, what are you doing? And I'm like, oh, I'm just picking up the pencil or something. I don't remember, but I saw a lot of episodes like that.
Wow.
And then crawl back in.
So those things actually attracted you?
Yes,
Beauty and
I didn't
stage.
like the usual Saas Bahu TV shows that she used to watch. That she didn't mind me watching. She was okay with it.
Because it was just some stories.
Just some
Yeah.
stories, but nothing to do with fashion and all
Why
of
is
that.
that?
I don't know. She's like, oh, you don't need to know. Because I guess because when we were kids, I used to take her makeup and I used to put it on and then put it on my sister and then make her look scary, my sister. So she was like, I don't want her watching all this and then experimenting on her sister. But that's what I wanted to watch.
I think she got it, right? That you are
Yeah.
inclined towards these things.
Yeah,
Might as well just keep her away for now
Yeah,
or something.
instinctively. You know,
Yeah.
when you're from a small town, and she's a simple woman, my dad's a simple man, I don't think they thought so much. Instinctively they would be like, nahi nahi ye nahi, nahi nahi wo nahi, abhi studies pe, you know.
Yeah.
And instinctively they knew that I was interested in all these things.
All these things, and maybe they didn't think that was the right thing at that time.
At that time, yeah.
When you were so young. Wow, so those were the two things, huh?
Yeah.
That really attracted you. Awesome. So you were very good in grades and all that.
I was a school topper. I was a
Always?
class topper 10 years in a row. And then I topped my school when I graduated from school.
So what did you graduate
I was number
in?
10 in the district.
Whoa!
I was-
You are an intellectual girl. Looks like it. If you were going through Tell Me Why from all those books and all that, definitely.
I had, it's not like I used to like, apart from the curiosity, I used to read these books, but I never liked reading my textbooks in class. Those I used to do only before exams, but I had a very, very peculiarly powerful memory. Because if I read something and if I decided I have to remember it,
You would.
I would just not forget it. I would remember entire books, every page, every line of that book. It was like stored in my brain, like a memory sheet.
Wow.
Page 1, line 1, scene 1 to the last. I could just
So did you have a photographic memory?
photographic memory, yeah.
There you go. Right?
I could just flip pages in my mind and bring down any answer, and that's why I scored above 90%.
And what were you the best at, in which subjects?
Anything that requires memory, like history, geography, biology, English. I had a good command over language. Literature was my favorite. The one subject that I was weaker in was mathematics, because you can't memorize math. I still tried to memorize math problems. Like I would.
You did?
Yeah, because it helps you if you get a similar problem, then you can remember, okay, this was the step.
Okay.
I tried to, but it didn't work.
But you're an intelligent kid,
So
no
mathematics
doubt
and
about
physics
it. See, you
were
actually wanted
weaker.
to relate to things, right? You always had that.
Because I didn't have the logic to understand. So if I had the memory, I can always go back and see it. You get marks on steps as well,
yes,
right?
Yes. And you were so young, and I don't think you would have figured out all that, but you just knew.
Yeah.
Right? Because you're too young at that time to
I
figure-
figured if you remember something, then you're safe.
You're safe, okay?
Memory always comes to your rescue.
So you were a good, what do you call, a child in terms of wanting to study and all that. Nobody really needed to force you.
It's not like I wanted to study all the time, except the Tell Me Why books, because that was curiosity. Because if I had a random curiosity, and if dad's not around, and mom's
can
like,
open.
go ask your dad, and dad's not there, and then dad comes back home from work and he's tired, and if I have a stupid question, like any kind of stupid question, like why is grass green, and why are flowers red? Why not the other way around? So something like that, I have to find a source. And later on, we had internet too, because Dad gave me an internet connection with a PC and everything. So then the world was my oyster.
Maybe around 2000 or something, right?
No, before that, we had internet.
Really?
When I was young,
Yeah,
we had this big,
internet.
boxy.
I think 96, 97.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah,
Yeah,
90,
yeah, you're
95, 96.
95 too?
When
Yeah.
it was first launched in India, we had the internet.
Okay.
With those big.
Very big PCs, right?
PCs, yeah.
Yes.
So those were the things I used to read about. But course and exam studies, that I used to do before exams. And so my parents were okay because they saw the grades.
And you were good.
Yeah. And
So did they want you to be something, or did they want to ask you about what would you like to be when you grow up?
yeah, it's just that when I was little, I changed my mind a lot.
Of course.
And that's what happens in India. Like even while the child is still learning how to walk, the child is being asked, what do you want to do when you grow up?
Exactly. Or parents start telling you, you'll be a doctor, you'll be an engineer.
And it plays on your mind because
Exactly.
psychologically you are like, oh, I have to be something when I grow up.
Correct.
So I thought, what do I want to be? So initially I heard things like doctor and engineer.
From
Such a
your mom
weird
and dad?
thing, right?
Yeah, the same thing.
Not mom and dad, from the people around, you know.
So true.
They asked me, but they never told me what I should
Oh, that's nice.
be.
That's
My
nice.
mom wanted to be a doctor. She couldn't because of her family situation. She had to get married early and stuff. So she said, maybe you can think about being a doctor. So I could tell back then as a child even that she is telling me because she wanted to be, because I knew that. And then dad, dad wanted to, he had gotten through the Air Force, but he couldn't take it up.
Okay.
Because of something in the family again. So he would say he would give me a lot of good ideas.
Okay.
Like, army, IAS,
Okay.
politics, and a lot of things. He even said, I was not interested in tennis. So my dad is like, do you want to play tennis?
Oh
Say
my
yes.
God.
Because
But
he
you
liked
know what is
watching
very
tennis.
Nice? He didn't really talk about girly things with you though.
No,
which
he
is
didn't.
Awesome.
He wanted me to ride a bike.
Yeah.
He wanted me to learn tennis. But the thing is, I was not
Army?
interested in riding a bike.
Army.
I was
Who
not
says
interested in
that?
army.
That's so cute.
Anybody else having a father like that
Yeah.
would have been like, yes.
Yeah. I know what you mean.
Tennis, learn how to ride a bike, like a proper motorbike.
Yeah.
Army.
Uh-huh.
But I was not interested in any of those
All those
things. But if somebody was, they would
Yeah,
have,
they would have loved. Yeah,
Because he
yeah,
didn't
yeah.
say random
What
things
about
like.
your sister?
My sister, he tried that with my sister.
Okay.
Do you want to play tennis? My sister's like, no.
No.
Do you want to ride a bike? She's like, no. Like me and my sister are actually very
Similar?
girly.
Girly.
Yeah, we like the kind of things that my parents were like, oh no, you don't have to learn all this.
Yeah.
I would go to the kitchen, I would see on TV pasta and all these interesting cuisines. I would go to the kitchen and my own way I would try to make all that. And my mom is like,
Why are you in
don't
the
come to the kitchen. Because she had to, when she was young, she wanted to study, she wanted to play, she wanted to learn music, she wanted to do a lot of these things,
And she couldn't.
but she had to be in the kitchen. Cooking and taking care of her
Family.
siblings because her mom was always unwell.
Oh.
So when she became a mother, she decided, I'm
That
never
she's-
gonna let my daughters
oh,
inside
so
the kitchen.
cute.
But I like to cook.
Oh my God.
I love
Look
to
at
cook.
That. Look
So
at that.
they would throw things like, tennis and
And I don't think many people at that time were in India wanting to cook or anything.
I just
If you can
love
remember, because
cuisine.
I don't think any, girls would be really going into kitchen and all that in India.
I used to see this Sanjeev Kapoor show
Of
on
course.
TV and I wanted to replicate everything in the kitchen. My mom is
Wow.
like, and I used to find my parents really strange
Yes.
because I would see other girls,
They would help out.
their parents would encourage them to learn how to cook and everything. My parents are like, oh no, this household things you don't need to learn, this cooking thing you don't need to learn. They wanted me to be like smart and outgoing
Yeah.
and everything, but I was more girly. Me and my sister both, we love to cook. We like to set up the
Dress
house
pretty.
and everything, and we are also working, so we
Yes.
are outgoing. That's
Yes,
we are
yes, of
educated, we are
course.
outgoing.
Of course.
But our parents always discouraged it,
Wow.
But
Very interesting. Very interesting. Okay. So now you did your degree in what?
I don't have a degree. I actually did a high school diploma. I was not interested
You were not interested?
No, I wasn't.
For all that intelligence.
Yeah, I mean, I would read a lot. I have so much knowledge about
Yeah.
so many random things, but
Curriculum and all that was not what
yeah,
you really
it was
liked.
not my thing to give exams. In fact, when I was in class 12th, I don't mean to say it in a derogatory way, or I don't mean to disrespect, but I found students of my age level and education level, I already found them very immature because they
You
didn't
knew a lot more.
yeah, I knew a lot more, and because of the internet, I felt like I'd experienced a
Your
lot more of the world,
curiosity.
and I felt like students, they just knew what they were reading in the textbook. They didn't have a curiosity to know more about life
It. Yes, of course not.
than that.
That's
And if someone
normal, right?
and if somebody was trying to tell them about life or this or that, they would just reject it, because they wanted to live in
a clue.
They don't have a clue.
Correct.
And their intention was just to finish studying these books, get a degree, and get a job.
That's about it.
That was
And
about
you knew
it.
so much more.
I knew life was more
Maybe
than
you
that.
could not relate to these people
I couldn't
and
relate
these
to
books
it.
and stuff, right?
Yeah, I couldn't
Wow.
relate because I like in class 11th and 12th, when I got the textbooks, I looked at them. I said, I know this in class 9th and 10th. I finished all of that. Like, there was no challenge.
Wow.
So I challenged myself by pursuing a career in modeling.
So how did that happen?
That was very exciting because I was
Of
interested.
course, yes. How
Um,
did that happen though?
So in school, after I passed out class 10th, I had a bet with my mom where I had told her, you let me go to Pune. She said, if you get above 90%, I will let you go to Pune. So
Okay.
my parents have always placed challenges to me. If I say that I want this or I need this or something, they would be like, okay, if you get this much marks, we'll give you this, this and this. And I had to earn that.
Nice.
So
They were smart. They
were
knew
smart.
how to get you moving.
Moving, yeah. So
Awesome.
I got all my dolls and doll houses and everything. I had Barbie collection and I had Barbie houses and everything.
So cute. Total gully.
Total.
Uh-huh.
So every semester before the exams, my mom would be like, what do you want? And I would be like, I want this. I want a new Barbie, the latest Barbie, the
Okay.
latest collection. And she would be like, okay, so you have to get this much marks or whatever.
Perfect.
And then I would get it.
It worked out.
It worked out both ways, and she was
Uh-huh.
very proud. They were very proud because everybody in their neighborhood and work and family would be like, oh, your daughter is
How nice.
an all-rounder, whatever.
Yeah. Wow.
So I also got prizes in elocution, poetry,
Yeah, I wanted to talk about
Lot of
that. Besides
those-
studying, what else
besides-
were you doing?
everything. Like I even won beauty pageants in
school?
Yeah,
You did that.
9th and 10th. Yeah. By then my mom was like, okay, it's a school level thing. Dancing.
Doing some plays on.
Not so much dancing, but yeah, I did in the society. There were some dance
meets and all
competitions
that.
and stuff.
You did that?
I did that. Elocution, poetry competitions I won. I took part in sports once, and I was good at that also. I won an award.
Okay, so you used to do all that.
A lot of those
And
things.
what did you enjoy more among those things at that time?
I would have loved to do more sports, but for some reason, my mom was always fearful of me getting hurt. So she never
girls,
encouraged me with sports.
Okay.
But if she had encouraged me, I might have been a very good sports person. But she was okay with other things, and as long as my studies were good. So I really wish I had, like, I learned swimming after coming to America. All these years I didn't know how to swim.
Wow, because she didn't want you to?
She didn't, sports was never on her,
On her
mind, I
mind.
guess, yeah. She would have loved it if she had given it seriousness.
Wow.
But all the other things they let me do.
So you did all this, and how did this modeling thing come?
So I had a bet with her about letting me go to Pune.
Okay, and why Pune?
Because
Did you know something was happening there?
yeah, I had a senior in my school who had gone to Pune after 12th, and she had taken part in Miss India, and then she had become a model. So I didn't tell obviously all that to mom. I just said, oh, see that student, because a lot of students from our town, their parents would send them to Pune for higher studies.
Oh.
So I said, and my dad wanted me to send me to Delhi because he thought Delhi has these nice big
More metro.
colleges. I said, no, I want to go to Pune. So that's why the bet, because they wanted to send me to Delhi to the best college in the country, like Lady
Yes,
Shri Ram
yes,
and
yes.
couple of those.
Ha,
They
ha.
said, but we want to give you the best.
Yeah.
I said, no, I don't want the best. I want to go to Pune. So
They had no clue why.
they had no clue.
Yes.
So I said that 11th, 12th is very hard. Just because I've topped in 10th doesn't mean that I'm going to top in 11th and 12th. If my grades drop, then I can kiss all these big colleges goodbye. So I should go to Pune and do my 11th and 12th because the board is different. And some gas I gave her.
Well, actually, like,
I was very smart. I knew my parents so well. I told them
Okay.
exactly what they wanted, what would work with
Yes,
them, and what
yes.
they wanted to hear.
And you did what
And I think they just got so confused that, anyways, I was in Pune,
So sweet, huh?
and as soon as I was in Pune, I started taking part in college competitions, college fashion shows.
Uh-huh.
When you want something, you attract it from the
Attracted,
universe.
So true.
So within the first month of college, like I had barely been in the college for a month, and the senior group, they saw me somewhere and they came and asked me if I wanted to take part in Miss College competition. Just the first month.
Just imagine.
And I looked at them and I said,
Yes.
I never thought about it, but since you insist. And there were these,
All right, sassy, huh? Okay.
and there were these senior boys and girls,
Yes.
and I saw them, and I was a little afraid of them too because I thought they were coming to rag me, because it was the first month
Yes,
in college,
yes,
barely
yes.
a couple of weeks.
Yes.
So I saw them coming towards me. I said, I'm gonna get ragged. I didn't know that our principal had made a rule of no ragging, but when you are a fresher in college, you get
never know.
ragged.
You never know. You never know. Tell me quickly one thing though. Did you grow up being told by a lot of people that you look good? You
No.
were beautiful?
No. In fact, when I was a kid, my teeth fell and it took like 4 years to grow back. So my teeth were like really big and Bugs Bunny teeth.
Uh-huh.
And then
Okay.
I was very skinny and sunken eyes, and my mom always kept my hair short.
Uh-huh.
For some reason, she always had my hair cut boy cut.
Okay.
And I was like, I just kept telling Mommy, I'm a girl, I'm not a boy.
And
I
you're
don't want a
Barbie
boy.
girl, so you want hair and all
Well,
that.
I don't want a boy cut. She's like, you'll have a boy cut till I say that you
Oh.
are allowed to grow your hair. It was only in class 9th that I rebelled.
That you want to grow.
I want
Long hair.
I want long hair like the other girls.
Aw. But so you really didn't grow up being told that you were a lovely, beautiful girl and things like that?
And I was a cute child. I was
Yeah.
a child. I was a cute child, and I had a lot of affection from adults
No,
around me.
of course, but nobody's talking about beauty and all that.
No, because my mom never let me look like a girl.
Girl.
Yeah,
And
I
in
always
the
looked like
first
a
place-
boy. Short hair, soda glasses. It was in class 8.
But in your heart, you started thinking you want to do modeling and stuff. Though.
Yeah, because I saw all those girls with hair and
And you
fashion.
thought you wanted to be there.
I wanted to be them.
Wow.
So in class 8, somebody told, and I had big teeth, and then I had soda glasses and short hair. So an aunt told my mom, you have to start grooming this girl because you're going to find a husband for her soon. So that made sense to my mom.
Finally.
Finally,
Okay.
And she looked at me and she's like, yeah, she needs help.
Oh,
Because I was this gawky
Gawky,
looking kid with short hair, soda glasses,
Glasses and all.
and teeth in front. So that was her motivation to take
Okay.
me to a orthodontist to
Ah.
get my teeth set.
Uh-huh.
And then she's like, maybe we should get her contact lenses.
Okay, okay.
We should let her get used to looking more
Feminine. Uh-huh.
because soon enough there'll be suitors coming.
Wow.
So she let me wear contact lenses, and then it's not like I used to wear it all the time into school. Then she let me grow my
Your
hair. So I was like,
So
thank
it was
God.
good for you,
It was
right?
good for
It
me.
was all working for you now.
And I was
Wow,
like, thank
okay.
God. Like,
Okay.
something.
So when you went to Pune and those people were asking you, if you wanted to be a part of this competition, so you were all ready for it.
I was, because those
That's what
last
you
2
went there
years in
for.
junior school, I had taken part in beauty pageants. I had won beauty pageants, and then you start getting attention, in
Yes.
school, and somehow you're the popular kid.
Yes.
So, once you win the beauty pageant, you start thinking, maybe I am pretty.
something.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, how nice. So this was your first pageant, a real pageant.
Yeah, so I
College?
won the Miss School, and then I came to college. I won the Miss college competition.
College competition, okay.
And then I was popular in college because all the boys and all the girls, and you know, there was a lot of reaction when I used to walk into college.
Wow.
And all these senior boys and girls wanted to be friends with me. So I had my batchmate friends, these people friends, and then I started taking part in fashion shows.
Yes.
Principal
How tall
knew
are
me.
you?
I'm not very tall, actually. I'm 5'7".
But you do look tall, though.
I look tall, yeah.
Right? You actually look very tall.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then you started dreaming about you want to do more of fashion.
So for me, that itself was like living a dream, because as a young person, you don't know what more is there, right?
Correct.
You don't know what more is.
Yes.
So I started doing these inter-college fashion shows. We won some certificates, and our principal was very happy and stuff like that. So I was sort of like that student that even the teachers were like, you know.
They like you.
I had a certain status in college as well, like I had in school.
Popular.
You know.
Yes, good kid.
Good kid. Everybody likes studious, you know, and yet, you know, getting these extracurricular activities.
Yes.
So mom and dad were like, oh, she's, you know, doing the same thing in college, but her grades are still good. And then somebody spotted me in a college fashion show.
Okay.
And she asked me for a professional show. She had a design institute, and she asked me and my friend, both of us, to work for her design institute. She said, for the first fashion show, I will not be paying you, but subsequently, after this show, you will get paid, you know, a certain amount. And we both were thrilled because that was our first professional show. And she had taken part in some local beauty pageants as well. So then we started going for rehearsals, fashion show. Then we did one show, another show, another show. Then somebody saw us, you know, asked us to do a photo shoot, maybe a brand endorsement, a music video.
So it just started happening.
Yeah, in Pune I modeled for 3 years.
Wow.
I did some pretty big campaigns. I did Mango.
That drink, right?
No, not Mango, not that. No, Mango, the brand, the clothing brand.
Clothing brand.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes.
They had just launched in Pune. So they had a fashion show.
I thought Mango was a US brand because I saw Mango here. I didn't know it was from India.
No, it wasn't. It's an international brand. They had launched in Pune. So they had their first showroom in Pune. So I walked.
That must be big.
Yeah. Not many people know a lot of these international brands like Mango, Benetton, even Pantaloons. These brands, they first launched in Pune and then they launched in other cities. Yeah.
Why is that? Is that like a hub or something, Pune?
I think Pune had space, and Pune, I don't know why that is.
Interesting though.
But they launched in Pune.
Yeah. So you got all good assignments because
by then I was a known model. So the coordinators would be like, you know, there's this brand, and I was popular as a model. And I was on newspapers, cover pages, magazines, and like people knew me. So I did all these prestigious campaigns, like fashion shows mostly. Then I did a music video, a Punjabi music video while I was still in Pune. I also shot for a South brand.
What was
Some
that?
sari brand. It was something saris.
Wow.
It was an ad film, like a whole bunch of us went to shoot for it. So I gathered a lot of experience.
You attracted all that.
I attracted all that. It was coming, you know.
Unbelievable, right? That it just happens? Wow. And then?
Of course, it would come because I did some campaigns step by step, but it came.
It just came.
You know.
Otherwise, you know, you can't expect really just because you won it in school and college doesn't mean you get all these assignments. Tons of people do that.
Yeah.
Right?
It was really exciting, and I was like, you know, I didn't know that phenomena was called something, but I just thought this is how life is.
Exactly. Now we actually put names and I know. Okay, so then you started enjoying yourself like that.
Yeah.
And your mom was not wanting to talk to you about marriage and settling down?
No, what happened was when I first came to Pune, none of us had an idea that the modeling and acting would actually become something professional. everyone thought that it's just because
For
I
fun.
was, yeah, because I was in school like that.
Correct.
Always trying to wear the shortest skirt
Ah, okay.
and, fashionably dressed. But
Okay.
nobody could say anything to me because I was also a school topper,
Correct.
So in small towns, there are two kinds of students, especially girls, are put in two categories: the ones who wear the short skirt and the ones who top in school and they have the soda
Correct.
glasses
And they're
and the
supposed to be totally different.
long skirts.
Correct.
But I was a mix
Combination.
of both. I was topping the classes and winning awards.
Exactly.
My parents were so proud. At the same
Really an
time,
all-rounder.
at social events, I was the most fashionably dressed, diva, have so much attitude and stuff like that.
So, lot
So-
of boyfriends?
No, I didn't. The boys used to be after me. I used to never give them any
No?
attention because my mom was like, if I see you talking to a boy, you've had it. And I didn't like them really. I knew they only were after me because of my looks and because I was
They didn't
this-
know you really.
I don't think they ever tried to know me. I don't think people try to know you. They
Do you
see
think
your...
there is, while talking about that, would you think that mostly when in schools and colleges, that's what it is, right? Guys don't want to know you or anything.
They don't. They see
They
you.
just look, you look great and yeah.
You look great. You're a good student. The teachers and the principals, you have a status, right?
Status,
Even
yes.
as a student, as a
Yes,
kid, you
yes,
have a
you do.
status.
Very true.
In school, because
true.
all the teachers are they talk to you differently.
Differently,
The
yes.
principal, treats you differently.
Very
So,
true.
and then you're winning all these different awards for extracurricular. You're a star.
You are a star.
So everybody wants to be with
So
you.
true.
And even as a kid, I had that awareness. They don't love me for who I am.
Oh, wow.
They just want to be with me because of all this that I have. So the people who loved me, I wanted to not upset them. My parents loved me, because they were with me when I didn't have any of this popularity. So if my mom says don't talk to the boys,
That?
I didn't, because you can see it. You can see the shallowness, right?
But that's too, that was at a very young age. Not everybody would feel like that.
That was part of my intelligence to assess
I think
people.
so. Not just intelligence, you're even able to, how shall I say?
I enjoyed the attention though.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I enjoyed the attention. I made the most of it.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
But that is a lot what you said just now, that you always knew that people are just coming around you because
for what
you're
I
doing
have.
all this, right? Because I just thought about myself, and that's how I was. But I
Some
was terrible
people
at
wanted to
studying.
be friends with me because they wanted to share my notes. I never had notes. That's the thing. And they would become friends with me, and I knew what's coming after some days. They'll be like, could you give us our notes? And I would just show my books, and I was like, I have no notes. Because when I'm in class, I'm daydreaming. I'm not making any notes. I do well because it's all in here.
in your head.
I don't have notes, but if you can get something, please take it. Some people wanted to be friends because, everybody wanted to be friends with the popular girl.
But you know what? That much of thinking at that time is big.
Not thinking instinctively, you know this. You know instinctively that someday,
Not everybody
if I
knows,
don't
let's
have
put it that way.
all of this, they're not going to be around.
Nobody
know it.
thinks all that. And
Huh?
nobody knows all that at that age.
I was very perceptive. I
You
just
definitely are.
knew things.
Yes. So tell me next what happened.
So went to Pune, same story in Pune. Popular,
So
all this happening, lot
when
of
did your
boys
movie
trying to get
thing
attention.
come?
So in Pune, I at one point of time, what happened? I took part in the Miss India pageant. I gave my entry for it.
Which year was that?
2000. I won in 2004,
Okay.
but in 2003 I had given my entry and I got rejected. So that was a big blow for me.
And why did that happen?
I don't know. They just rejected me. I guess there were better candidates for it.
Okay.
But imagine coming from someone like me who had gotten used to being a priority.
Correct.
And I was attracting things in my life which always worked out for me.
Yes.
And here I
This
took
would have
part
been-
in the competition and I got rejected. So my ego was hurt. Even as a child and a young adult, I had an ego,
Okay.
Because
You want to be the best.
Yeah, because I knew I was
You're good. Yes,
I had
yes.
achievements. Even as a young person, I had a lot of achievements. So I was like, oh my God, no one gives a shit. I got rejected. They took somebody else. And in Pune, there were these two girls who I had met earlier, who I knew were trying to take part in Miss India, who were not even models, who were not even popular like me. And I remember telling somebody, I said, why are they even wasting their time? You know? I remember telling somebody, why are they even wasting their time? Like when we are there, why would they select them over us? They got selected and we got rejected. Me and that girl, you know.
That were doing all these campaigns together?
Like we and that other model who were discussing.
You told me that.
And it was a genuine concern, like they're not models, they won't get selected. Why are they wasting their time? We are the models, we are popular, we get selected for big platforms.
Exactly.
But we didn't, we got rejected. And for me, it was a reality check that you may be, you may be like a big fish in a small pond.
Yeah.
But Miss India is now a big pond.
Now you knew that.
And you are not a big fish there, and you're no big shit. That was a humility process for me to learn to be humble, because in school I was big shit, in college I was big shit, in Pune I was big shit.
You're already thinking that you're really big.
I mean, they're gonna lap me up, like they're gonna select me, of course.
Oh my God.
I didn't think I would win, but I knew that I could get selected, but I didn't get selected. So now a lot of other models and people who could never say anything to me, so they were now laughing at me.
Oh no.
And sometimes they would say something to me and I would hear it, and
that's mean.
And
right?
It is.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn, I can't stay in this city anymore. I actually said that. I said, I can't stay in this city anymore. बहुत बेइज्जती हुई है अभी.
Seriously? And you left?
And I decided to go to Bombay. That's how I came to Bombay, because I thought, okay, let me go to Bombay and try modeling. And I had been in and out of Bombay a couple of times.
Yeah, you're in Pune, so
Pune,
I guess.
Bombay. So every time I came to Bombay, I would give an audition and I would bag a job, a modeling job, something small. So I knew that it was lucky for me. I knew that my fortune was waiting for me in Bombay.
Okay.
That if I move, thodi himmat karke, if I move, then I will do well.
Okay.
That instinct.
You felt it?
I felt it, yeah.
Wow.
Instinctively, I knew that what I have to do is just have the courage to move. I don't know why I thought of courage, because I only had 2 suitcases and 1 big bedding.
Oh my God.
What courage for that? But at 18,
you had that.
That
is courage.
You need courage to even move with 2 suitcases and a bedding.
Absolutely.
From Pune to Bombay.
Yes.
So I did that. I moved to Bombay. I took up a PG. Today when I look back at that move, it feels so stupid, because I only had 5,000 rupees savings, with me.
You're so young.
I was young, I didn't have
No, who would have? Yeah.
And I didn't want to ask money from home.
You're lucky you had so much because of these assignments maybe.
And stuff, yeah.
Otherwise no other kid would have it.
No other kid would have it.
Yeah.
So, I think I was 19, not 18. 19 when I moved to Bombay, and then some of my Pune contacts helped me get some Bombay contacts. But not too much. The same lady who I had worked with in the fashion shows and stuff, I told her I'm moving to Bombay, because I had worked with her husband in her event company also.
Okay.
So I had very homely relations with her. Connections. So she said, okay, let me see who I can call in Bombay.
Oh, that's nice.
At least you'll get 1 or 2 jobs. I said, yeah, I'd really appreciate it. So she called up one guy who was a choreographer. He gave me my first job as a fashion show model. So I made some money.
Yes.
It helped me pay my bills.
Correct. Not bad at all.
Not bad, because then
awesome actually.
I started attending these auditions and screen tests and look tests. Life was very different. Life in Bombay was a lot of work, a lot of struggle. Things were coming to me, but I had to put in a lot of effort also for it. Like I would go for 10 auditions, get rejected for 9,
and then get 1.
And then get 1.
But that was very good, because there are people that have been doing it for ages.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the Miss India rejection helped me
to get more
because
stronger.
Now I knew I had to face rejection. So couple of months, that was what went on. Auditions, rejections, auditions. I would bag something small, like a catalog shoot, like a modeling campaign. It was enough for me to survive. But in 3 to 4 months after I moved to Bombay, there was one music video that I shot where I was not the first option. There was somebody else who was selected for it, but that model backed out last minute.
Okay.
That's how I got into the music video.
Okay.
I shot it. They paid me well because last minute replacement.
Uh-huh.
But I forgot about it. I didn't think much would come out of it because I was now in survival mode. I was doing more and more projects.
So all you were thinking was you want to keep yourself
Busy, occupied, get more work.
But you're not really.
There was no end game.
Acha, you didn't have
I've
any
never had
plan.
an end game.
Ah.
I've never had an end game in
Good
life.
for you. Why not?
For me, I know what I like doing,
And you keep doing
what
that.
I enjoy doing, and I want more of it. So all of my time is occupied in doing what I love doing. That, for me, that is
Fantastic.
achievement.
That's awesome.
You know, there's never a goal or a place that I want to be. I always end up going somewhere, reaching somewhere. So I
Because
have
you're putting your best in whatever you're doing.
Yeah.
Very nice. See, that's an interesting thing. So you always do not have to have an end goal and,
No, because you're setting yourself up for disappointment if you do that. Because then you're not letting the universe give you what's best for you.
Wow.
Because if you have a set goal, you have a vision, or you have in your mind you've created, it only should look like this.
Correct.
Or it has to be this way. Whereas the universe can give you something much better.
But don't you think they say that the universe would react to what you have solid in your mind?
Sometimes. Like
They
for
say
example,
that
the
too.
Miss India, I had a solid vision in my mind. So yeah. But the thing is, I don't know, with the modeling and acting, I didn't have anything solid. Because that 1 year, 2003, that I was in Bombay, when I was just simply working without an end goal.
Yeah, you just wanted to get good at what you're doing, maybe because of that rejection. You
And
wanted
also
to
survival, I think.
Survival?
Yeah,
Yes.
because Bombay is an expensive place.
Correct.
If you don't do more work,
Yeah,
you're
can't
not able
live.
to survive.
Yeah, you won't be.
And then I would have to go back.
Correct,
you
and
know?
that's not what you want.
I can't take money from home because my parents don't want me to be in Bombay
In
and
this place.
professionally pursue it in the
Correct,
first
correct,
place. They are
correct.
okay with it, time pass modeling,
correct,
but
time
don't make
pass.
don't make it a profession. you
Yes,
know?
I hear you.
And if
Oh
you
my
if you
God.
don't earn enough from this profession, then go back to education and keep it as a hobby.
Correct.
So I can't tell them that I'm not making enough. I have to make enough.
Correct.
For me to be able to do it as a profession. It was very simple, right? It's an unspoken thing.
Yes, and but you were very clear in your mind. That's the best part.
So I kept
Clarity.
Clarity every day.
Total clarity.
Every day I woke up at 7 in the morning and attended auditions.
Wow.
And got rejected, attended
Worked
auditions.
hard.
Worked hard, yeah.
Worked hard. Okay.
So this music video,
Which one was that?
Saiya Dil Mein Aana Re.
Ah.
There was 4 girls.
That
yeah.
was the first one?
Yeah. It became a huge hit.
It did. Kya baat hai? And you didn't know at that time it was anything big. You just did it and came.
By then I had been in Bombay for a couple of months, and I knew that if I had to survive in this city, I have to keep working. So, and once you've finished a project, you don't look back.
So
you forget
think
about it.
the
Next.
Next.
So I was in that mode. Like next, what's next? Because you don't have time to mope and gloat over what you've done, because you have to go for the next audition, because that's how you're going to pay your next month's rent.
Oh God.
But the video came out and it became a huge hit.
Wow.
It shocked me because now we started getting offers for stage shows and celebrity appearances. At 19, I was getting paid appearances and paid celebrity dance performances. And one day someone told me, why do you come for this audition? Because, people are calling you for, you're
Big
a celebrity
things.
in your own way. And I was like, yeah, why am I coming for auditions and getting rejected for ads and other stuff? So that changed my life.
Again?
Yeah. In a small way, it changed my life. I moved from a PG to my own apartment, a better place, better neighborhood.
Because you're making money now.
Yeah, I used to travel in trains and buses. I started traveling in taxis.
Alright, how sweet. That is a big win for you, right? I mean,
It
it's
was.
your own money. Yeah.
At that point of time.
And you put so much of hard work in it.
We traveled a lot with that music video.
Okay.
Traveled all over the country. Traveled a few foreign destinations also.
You did? At that time itself?
At that time itself, yeah.
So it was happening for you?
It was good. It
Yeah.
was a miracle.
Yes.
And the song remained #1 on the charts for 1 year. So about 8 months into, 6 to 8 months into it, say the song came out in September of 2003. By February, I had started feeling like, I should take part in Miss India again, try for it again.
Wow.
Also, the video models, we used to travel together doing shows, performances and stuff. I was acting as the manager. I was acting as somebody who's holding the group together.
Oh,
I was very
you had
mature.
leadership qualities.
I was negotiating
mature.
on their behalf,
Wow.
invoicing on their behalf, and if they messed up, I was also facing the music on their behalf. So I felt like I'm not getting appreciated for this extra role.
Oh.
You know?
Oh, okay.
So I was like, I want something of my own,
You're
where I don't
fair.
have excess baggage, because I'm doing everything, and I wanted to grow, and I didn't want. That's how I felt. I love them. They they were great friends and stuff like that.
I'm sure.
But I didn't want to have this responsibility of.
You're a very intelligent kid.
So I started thinking. I said, I need something else, something of my own.
Uh-huh.
And so I started auditioning for TV shows, like as an actor, but I didn't get those parts. And for me, that signified something of my own,
Okay.
individual, and a growth. So I wanted growth. I had made enough money as a video model, as a dancer, performer, celebrity.
great money, huh?
It was good. I had good savings and everything. I said,
Wow.
I don't need to put up with this, and I said, because coordinating a group becomes very hard, and you're not getting paid for it.
course, yes.
You're coordinating everybody. You're trying to put everybody together, and then one person misses the flight, and
You're
you're facing the music because you've
yeah.
committed on their behalf.
Correct.
But if it's you are handling, you're going to make it to the flight. You're going to keep your commitment.
Yes.
So you're responsible for yourself.
Self.
You're not responsible for 3 other people.
No.
So
And
that's
you
what
took it on to yourself, though. Nobody asked you to, right?
Yeah, because we didn't have a manager and we
But
couldn't.
somehow you felt that you could do
They
it.
they
right?
appointed
it
me
came
the
naturally
manager.
to you. Yeah.
It came naturally, and they appointed me the manager. They said, "Oh, you are very good,
Yeah, because
Tanu."
you know what to do.
Yeah, and I was always mature.
Uh-huh.
So I would remember things. I would remember dates. I would remember the computer. I knew
Yeah,
basic
yeah.
computers,
Yeah.
how to send invoices. I knew all that. So,
Enterprising.
So I was doing all that, but I didn't feel appreciated.
Okay.
For that extra work that I was doing.
Yeah. Makes sense.
So I was like, I don't
wanna
feel
do this.
appreciated. I want to do something of my own. So I started auditioning for TV shows, but for some reason I got a good response, but I was not getting selected for the TV shows.
Okay.
Then I was like, what do I do?
Okay.
And then suddenly it struck me I can take part in Miss India again. So I got rejected in 2003, but in 2004, who knows, maybe I'll get selected. And I got selected for the pageant. But I still didn't think that I would win, but for
Yes.
me that was a good progress.
Wow.
That I will
Of
be on
course
this
it is.
platform.
Yes.
And I thought I will now use this platform to build a fashion career. I said after the pageant gets over, of course I'm going to get offers for fashion shows, in the mainstream
You're thinking all
Bombay.
this all by yourself.
Yeah. Because I knew, like, I did
What
one
is
college
happening?
fashion show. I got professional shows in Pune.
Correct.
If I do Miss India, I'll now get professional shows and modeling campaigns in
Correct.
Bombay. Because I was struggling with that, right? I used to go for auditions and not get selected.
Yes.
So
that
now,
makes sense. Yeah, okay.
Miss India would become the platform
Definitely will give you.
where I won't have to,
Ask.
go to auditions and get rejected, but I will now get offers on, which is what happens. A lot of models have built their careers on pageants.
You're right.
And that would bring good progress. So that was my mindset when I took part. But I won, and my life just changed. Yeah,
Right? Wow. It must have been some moment for you.
It was surreal,
Especially after a rejection.
especially after rejection. Yeah,
Right? I mean, I
It
think it
felt great.
double, triple the.
I was shocked. But I wasn't shocked. 2 days before the pageant, I had a vision.
That you won it?
It was a very strange. It was a spiritual experience that I had.
Wearing a crown?
I saw the moment. I traveled into time, into the future, and I was in that moment where somebody was putting the crown on my head. I didn't know what to make of it at that point of time. I thought it was a dream, a strange vision. But I remember waking up in my bed, sweating, you know, and my heart racing because I saw something
that you wanted so
that
badly.
people cannot see. People cannot see into the future, but I saw.
Of course. Wow. Okay.
Somebody had prayed over me. I had accepted Christ. I can only think maybe something switched, something flipped.
Really?
Yeah, there was a Christian girl in the pageant and she prayed over me because my
Really?
dad was unwell and stuff like that. There was some personal issue going on at home,
Uh-huh.
and I was going to back out of the pageant and go back home
Oh.
because I found out that my dad was unwell 3 days before the pageant. So I was under a lot of stress, and she came and prayed over me, and she made me do the sinner's prayer.
Wow.
And she asked me to accept Christ, which I didn't know what it was at that point of time.
Yeah.
But I said, if my dad becomes all right
Yeah.
by accepting Christ, I'm going to accept Christ.
Wow.
So I accepted Christ. My dad became all right, and that was the night I had this vision, that dream.
Wow.
That God told me, you know, by showing me the dream, that you're not here to just take part. I'm going to put the crown on your head. And I didn't believe it. I said, I don't know, it's a dream or some kind
Wow.
of vision or something.
I felt some goosebumps actually
Yeah.
listening to that. Yeah, and it happened.
Yeah.
And then what happened?
And then I went for Miss Universe. My focus after the pageant was how to do well at Miss Universe. So I immersed myself in it completely. I had 20 days to prepare and leave for Quito, Ecuador. So I went bag and baggage, took part in the pageant, placed in top 10. I was a little disappointed about not winning because now all my life I had gotten so used to winning.
Used to winning.
Always being the winner, you know.
Correct. I think you always took that with
I always took it with a pinch of salt.
more than a pinch of salt, right? Because I think
It was very hard for me to accept
defeat, right?
defeat
You
and
can't take
losing,
it.
yeah.
No. Uh-huh.
So I came back feeling very sad that I didn't win. And then I'm like, but I'm going to make something of my life, that's for sure. Fine, I didn't win Miss Universe, you know, and I felt really bad because I had seen these international winners and I was a Miss India. It was right there for me
Yes.
to get it, but I didn't.
Yes.
So then movie offers came, and
So
with
that
a broken...
came just all by itself.
Yeah, it came and I didn't care two hoots about it.
Okay.
My heart was so broken for not winning Miss Universe because that was something
Your
I
dream?
really wanted. I really wanted it.
Oh.
I really wanted it. It didn't matter to me that I was getting movie offers because
Okay.
I didn't get what I wanted. So when you're getting something that you never thought of,
Mm.
you're like, okay. Yeah,
So
what
that's
I
how you
told
got to a
myself.
movie?
Yeah, what I told myself, okay, fine, you know, I'm going to be a movie star.
Okay.
It'll help me forget about Miss Universe.
So that's how you got into it. Which was your first movie? This one? Chocolate? No.
Ashik Banaya, Chocolate was the first movie that I signed.
Right?
Ashik Banaya was the first movie that came out.
And actually both of them were great movies, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, they were good. Yeah.
They were.
Yeah, they were.
Definitely very good movies. No doubt about it.
You know,
Chocolate-
people like my movie career better than I like my own movie career. I guess because it was an afterthought.
It
was not something that I
you really
initially
wanted.
was my heart's desire. You know,
So what else did you do after these two movies?
I did a whole bunch of movies. One thing I understand how to go about life is to be busy, to be occupied.
So whatever work you get, you just wanted to do it.
Whatever work comes. So obviously after my first two movies, there was this burst of popularity.
Exactly.
Everybody wanted to work with me. Like people of a certain caliber, of
Correct,
course.
correct.
I feel like I didn't work with the top rung people. Like I didn't work with the Khans or absolute top.
Yeah.
But in a very mediocre way. I think I worked with pretty decent caliber of people.
Yes.
They were popular movies. They had some decent story and
Definitely,
script.
definitely. Yes.
I've shown. I came
Yeah.
out shining in those.
Yes, you definitely did.
So I kept getting movie offers, and according to my dates and time, how much time and energy I had, I kept signing films.
Okay.
There were different managers who handled my work at different points of time. So I didn't understand much about movies. So I just saw how much am I getting paid?
Yes.
How much?
That's what you were interested
How many
in.
songs do I have, and if I'm going to be in the poster or not?
Okay.
So sometimes the movies were crappy, sometimes the movies were great.
Yes.
So I tried to make my decision based on whatever I understood.
Whatever you really wanted,
Yeah.
right? And what about your parents and all that? They're okay with you still being single and or
I had a boyfriend back then.
You did?
At one point of time,
At what point of time did you have one?
I think I was 20. I fell in love when I was 22. Yeah, 22.
That
20,
was
21,
after
20.
your
After my initial movies, yeah.
after your initial movies.
Yeah. During that time, actually.
During that time.
I just getting into the industry.
Okay.
Just become an actress.
And that's when you fell in love?
I thought I was in love.
At least at that time.
At that point of time,
okay,
yeah.
all right. And how was it?
He was my age, same
Okay.
age and everything.
Okay. Was he from the film industry?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah,
Anybody we would know of?
I wouldn't want to bring it out because
Okay, but would he be somebody that we would know?
No, I don't think so.
Not really?
No,
Okay.
not really. Yeah,
Okay,
he didn't do
okay.
much work around, so
Okay, great.
he wasn't really that popular. So it was innocent. It was very cute, innocent relationship. So I had my work, and then I would pack up and come back home,
Okay.
and then I had my boyfriend, and I had
Nice.
my sweet
Life's
friends, hang out with friends,
Life
eat
is
out.
nice.
I was making,
Lot of
earning my
money.
lot of money, so I
Yes.
could afford good clothes, good food,
Yes.
and
Everything.
I had friends.
Yeah, yes.
Somehow, when you're rich and famous, you also have more friends.
But no, I guess you always had friends.
I had friends, yeah, but I had more
Being
friends.
a popular girl. Yeah, okay.
This time I had more friends.
More friends. Okay, all right.
The
And-
difference is that as a child, as a young person, I had more perspective about the world.
Yeah.
Now in my mid-20s, I actually started believing that these people love me. I started believing that this boy loves me. I started believing that these people are with me because of who
They
I
love you.
am. They love me,
Oh.
And I started believing that it's me who has attracted all this success and glory and everything.
Okay.
That it must be me. So God had other plans for me. God wanted to show me it's never you. They are not here because of you. They are here because of your position.
Wow.
They're here because of your status, and it's fine. It's not doesn't mean they're
It
bad
happens.
people.
Yeah.
It's just the way life is. It's just the way human beings are.
So true.
So the next couple of years of my life was a learning lesson for me, because many of these friendships that I paid more importance to than they should have been in
Okay.
my life, I started seeing the reality of those. I started seeing the reality of relationships that I thought were
So much
for
deeper
life.
and real.
But I saw how fragile they were anyways. I saw how shallow they were. I guess having now experienced success, fame, and everything, I wanted to experience a deep bond. I wanted to experience, that was something that I had not experienced in life.
Yes.
So I was seeking that.
Seeking that.
I was seeking that through friends. I was seeking that through relationship.
Yeah.
I was seeking that, everywhere. Like a deep bond, a bond that transcends time, transcends space, transcends humanity, transcends my humanity, a spiritual bond.
Wow.
But I was disappointed.
You couldn't find it.
I couldn't find it.
Huh.
So, and then meanwhile, like I told you, that I never thought of being an actress. I was very sincere, because even now that I'm talking to you in an interview, I'm
Yes.
sincere.
You're putting your heart into it.
Yeah.
I can see it.
So-
You're not just speaking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I speak from the heart, and I
yes.
put in my 100% in
Yes.
whatever I do, even if
Yes.
it was not my idea in the first
Yes,
place.
Yes.
So my film career, I did the same.
You gave it your all.
I gave it my best,
Yes.
even though I never thought of being an actress or a star. It
Exactly.
came to me.
Exactly.
But at one point of time, I realized that I can do much better. I realized that why are certain people not wanting to work with me?
Oh,
Because that is the next step, the growth.
okay.
Like
You
I
always are thinking about growth. What
I
about
always
next?
feel at one point of time I look at my situation and I'm like, this is great,
Uh-huh.
but where is the growth? What is the next step? So
You're an enterprising girl in the mind.
Yeah, I'm very enterprising.
Basically, that's why everywhere I see throughout your journey,
Yeah.
you're trying to look at what is the next step for me for this.
Yeah,
you're not just happy with that and
I'm happy for a
stagnant.
while.
But no, you're not liking to be stagnant.
stagnancy is
Ever.
yeah.
Looks like it throughout
Yeah.
your journey right now. I see that.
Even people, when I become friends with people, if I have a relationship, that is one of the reasons why I move on, is because I feel like people don't grow. People don't want to grow. You know,
They're just happy wherever they are and not thinking about what's next, right? People?
also they've not evolved themselves.
Yes, yes, yes. They don't even have it in their head. Next
So you
what?
connect with somebody at the age of 20 or 21.
So different from
2.5 years later, I
the
have
same-
evolved.
Yes.
I think
I
more
hear you.
evolved. I have because my learning process goes on. Even if I'm in a relationship, even if I have friends, I still give myself that alone time.
Yes.
I'm still reading.
Yes.
I'm still
For you,
thinking.
it's all very important.
It's very important.
Curiosity. Is there
Curiosity.
always, yeah.
So at 20, I'm okay hanging out, partying and chilling. But at 22, my spiritual curiosity has started developing. I had started reading, for many years I was reading it.
Anyway.
Anyways, but at 22, I started questioning. I said, what is more there to life? Can I have a bond deeper than the kind of bond people have that I see around?
Around me.
Why don't I have that bond with this guy?
way I
Why don't I
wanted it.
feel it? Why don't I feel something in my heart? What about these friends? I enjoy them with them, but can I die for them or can they die for me? No, I don't think so.
You're
Will they be
thinking
there?
So deep.
No, will they be there when I have I don't have
Nothing.
any of this? And the
huh.
answer was like, no, they're gonna go. You're right. So it means that I want a bond deeper, which will never go, which is eternal. And then you look around, you are in a crowd, but you feel like they don't get you, and you feel like you can see through them, and there's no mystery.
That is United Voice of Women.
We
W.
W, United Voice of Women.
This is a wrap.
Please edit.
Thank you so very much, everybody, for keeping it right here. Enjoyed this. I cannot tell you how much I loved it. And yes, as you know, that you're going to be having a part 2 because we actually had so much to talk that you would be seeing part 2 with Tanushree Dutta as well. For now, I have to say tara bye bye, cheerio, and I can't wait to see you next week once again. But remember, keep smiling and be good and take care of yourself. And don't you forget, I love you.